Well, here we are, back again for the final time in what has been an amazing journey together. This is my book, Bad News, I wrote when I was 11. We are at the last chapter, and I don't think it's going to make any sense unless you have seen the other chapters. You can also listen on the podcast at Scotty Wright. Search for it on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I'm going to keep using this podcast after this book, just sharing some of the little short stories I write for Instagram, which you can find on my Instagram account as well, at Scotty Wrights, which is maybe where you're watching this. This is it. This is chapter 6. It's a one-page chapter, as opposed to chapter 1, which was like... Hold on, let me tell you. 12 pages. Very long. A lot of information in it that didn't need to be in there. Anyway, this is chapter 6. It's called Unfortunate Ending. The end of the first and only fiction novel I've ever completed. I wrote it when I was 11. Oh gosh, by the way, this is really bad. The last one finished on someone saying, "Well done, Scott, you were right." Someone calling and then the phone hanging up. This is chapter 6. A couple of years later, the torched, close to dead bodies were found at Lamington National Park on the Gold Coast. The kidnappers, including Ben, had been around Australia, and the Secret Service and FBI finally found and arrested them and recovered over 300 torched bodies. Jeez. Rightio. Okay, so The Power of One, which I summarised... Oh, there's a biography for The Power of One, which I summarised in the last chapter, had nothing to do with the end of the story because Small didn't win. Also, the Secret Service and FBI began investigating a domestic kidnapping case in Australia, which is just something else. I mean... You take out chapter 6 and it was a good story. Like, there was a lot of suspense in there. There was a lot of build. It was a story that turned out to be about a bent cop that was kidnapping people because he'd been lured in. It's the hero's journey to some degree. Does Scott change? I mean, maybe he learns his mate's bent. Great story. Get it on Goodreads. Give the thing 5 stars. I am so glad you came on this journey. Oh, what a story. Thank you. Please subscribe to my podcast at Scotty Wright so I can continue showing you that I don't write like an 11-year-old anymore. Thank you.